Basic EV charging point installation. What is it and do you qualify for one? My name's Adam from Sota Electrical and today we are installing a Zappi electric vehicle charging point. Now if you've been looking for an electric vehicle charging point installation, you may have noticed on websites we have something which we call a basic installation. Now the installation I'm carrying out today is a basic installation and I'm going to run through everything with you so you can see at your property if you have a basic installation or if your installation requires additional works. Before you have an electric vehicle charging point installed, a survey must be carried out in order to assess your existing electrical installation. The things I'm looking for are things such as, what condition is your consumer unit in? At this property, my client has had a brand new consumer unit installed with plenty of spare ways. It's metal, it's fire rated and completely suitable for an EV charging point. Now if your consumer unit is plastic, for example, I would probably suggest installing a secondary consumer unit purely for the EV charging point, because then we know that the electric vehicle charging point circuit has been terminated within a fireproof enclosure. Your gas and water pipe must be bonded. Now what this is an earth cable, as you can see here, clamped to the gas pipe and one to your water. If you have a plastic water pipe coming into your property, it may not need to be bonded. I also have to check your cutout and fuse, your meter and your meter tails, earthing arrangement, and I need to check this cable here to make sure that you're not on a loop supply. And finally we need to look at where you want your charging point and what that cable route involves. So in this installation, for example, we have the consumer unit here, we have the charging point going just the other side of the garage, and we have a cable run of less than 10 metres. If your installation is very similar to this one, then you probably qualify for a basic install. When you need to start changing consumer units or putting in additional consumer units, long cable runs, digging trenches, drilling lots of holes through walls, concealing cable, all these things are additional costs as there is a lot more work involved. So my client had his normal electrician come in last week and put a new consumer unit in. So let's see if it's a good one or a bad one. So I'll give you a quick little look at this consumer unit. I think it's a bit of a shame when, you know, these jobs, they're not cheap jobs and not everyone has as much pride as some of us do, but this certainly could have been dressed in a bit neater. So I'll show you what I mean. And I'm sure the circuit's tested out fine and technically, you know, it's all going to work, but it's certainly not how I would leave a new consumer unit. While I'm working, I thought I would give you some interesting facts about electric vehicles and electric vehicle charging points. As we all know, we've had a little bit of a heat wave and it's been lovely. One thing I've seen recently in the news quite a lot is dogs being left in cars overheating, and you see all sorts of people when they're smashing car windows trying to get these dogs out. But did you know that the Tesla has something called dog mode? As we all know, the Tesla is a very popular electric car. With the Tesla you can run any system in the car without it being on, meaning you can have the air conditioning on. So if you come across a Tesla and it's a really hot day and you can see that there's a dog in the car, don't worry. The owner probably has it in dog mode, and you can also identify this by just peeping in the window, and on the main display you'll see a picture of a puppy or a dog and it will say, "I'm okay, I'm in dog mode." Also, if the battery is depleting on the vehicle and the dog's still in the car, it will send the owner a text message letting him know that he needs to return back to his car. So before you start smashing Tesla windows up, have a look in the window and see if it's in dog mode. There are three different types of electric cars. We have the plug-in electric, the plug-in hybrid, and the hybrid electric. Now the plug-in electric runs purely off electricity. The plug-in hybrid runs on electricity, but it also has a traditional engine. And the hybrid electric runs on fuel, but it also has a battery, and it works on regeneration. So when you brake, the battery produces electricity. This is the EV Ultra Stripper. I've done a video on this, a full review on it, so if you're interested, I'll leave a link below. There are 5 main parts to an electric vehicle. The electric motor engine. This provides power to the wheels. It can be AC or DC. However, AC motors are more common. The inverter. This converts DC current into AC current. The drivetrain. EVs have a single speed transmission, which sends power from the motor to the wheels. The batteries. These store the electricity required to run the electric vehicle. The higher the kilowatt, the higher the range. And of course the charging, which involves plugging your car into an outlet in order to charge your batteries. And did you know there's 33,281 public chargers available now across the UK? This also excludes all of the domestic chargers that have been installed at people's houses, and this is estimated at around 400,000. Last month alone, 1,332 public chargers were installed, so the infrastructure is growing quickly. Okay, with this installation I've got my cable ran from the consumer unit to the EV charging position. Cables all prepared, going to get on with some dead testing, connect it up, commission the charger, job done. Now with this installation there isn't a requirement for an RCD on the high tough cable going to the charger, but where my customer has had a new consumer unit put in and he's insisted that that cable be put in on an RCBO. So what I'm going to do now is test that RCBO, make sure that's all good before I liven up and test the Zappi. Here's a final run through of the installation. We have the RCBO protecting the EV cable. The EV charger has its own built-in Type A RCD, surge protection at the end. Cable comes up, supported with linear clips along the bottom, and up to the finished Zappi charger. With this charger also we couldn't get an internet signal, so we had to install a TP-Link there, and that solved that problem for us. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, hit that thumbs up button and follow me on Facebook and Instagram.